Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
And you see we got our PR specialist Money Mont back in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Money.
Ready for the big game, man. Ready for the big game. Long season. One more game.
Final game, man. This is the final game. This is definitely the final game. I know I'm ready for it, though. I'm definitely ready.
Yeah, I mean, Malc's been a busy man over the last week. I mean, there's no need to tell you everything he's done, but this is a hard man to track. This is a hard man to track.
Man, we get into the grind right now. This is the in-season grind. But, we're going to get through this whole year, and we're going to make sure we get this right, though.
That's a bet. Well, again, it is Super Bowl week. So we're going to have a big preview of our X factors. We're going to preview winners and losers, and we're going to tell you what both teams need to win the game.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We're going to do that. We're talking about the X factor. We're talking about everything that's going on. So make sure y'all tune in because we definitely got a lot of stuff to talk about. But
all right, so we're going to start with the X factors. Malcolm, I know you have some X factors on the Super Bowl. Who's your first X factor?
Well, my one big X factor for this game is really the Bengals offensive line. Now, I'm telling you, I love the skill positions for the Bengals, like their quarterback, the receivers. I always said a lot about what Joe Burrow brings. But I think the one big thing about this game, which will be the X factor, is the offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Cincinnati Bengals can really hold up Aaron Donald and Von Miller. Joe Burrow will have a field day with this Rams defense. Even though I understand that Jaylen Ramsey has been very good, other than Jaylen Ramsey, Joe Burrow can be able to pick apart. And I just think that's to just be the perfect, X factor for this whole game. Now, this game could be win or lost with that offensive line for Cincinnati. They can win the game if they hold up, or they can lose the game if they're letting up 9 sacks like they did before. And they're not going to win the game if they're letting up 9 sacks again. I definitely can tell you that right now. But if this team can be able to just hold the ball, these teams has one of the worst. This offensive line has one of the worst pass blocking and win rates in the league. Like their left tackle is ranked 50th out of 68 of the tackles. Their left guard Quentin Spain is ranked 62 out of 63 of the guards as far as pass block win rate.
Not good.
Their center is 26. All of them are bad. All of them at the end, and that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. So we have to see better for this unit. They did good last week, so we need the same thing now for this week.
Yeah, the offensive line for the Bengals is terrible. They have to play well. But going into that, my first X factor is Von Miller. I mean, we see last week or 2 weeks ago, his Ben looked pretty. MVP Super Bowl Von Miller to me. They said this man was washed. 88 PFF grade in the playoffs right now. He's dominated every single game he's played in the playoffs. He's been a problem. He's my first X factor. Second one, we have T. Higgins, an 84 PFF grade, 1,000-yard season, a perfect complementary receiver to Jamar Chase. He's a big body receiver that can go deep. We saw what he did with all the plethora of Clemson QBs that went through there. He was always their one. He was a dog. And the last, we got Jaylen Ramsey. Now, we know Jaylen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the league, but he has to face that man, Jamar Chase, over there. And he's a problem. He's a problem. He's second in 15 or more receptions of 15 yards or deeper. He has 22 missed tackles, over 1,000 yards, over 10 touchdowns. We see what he's done in the playoffs. He's just been an X factor throughout every game the Bengals have played. He scored last week. Jaylen Ramsey is going to have a task, and getting beat by Mike Evans in that first playoff game scares me for his chances. Because if you're getting beat, not that Mike Evans is the deep threat, but this guy might be next to Deshaun Jackson going deep. That's how good he's been in his rookie season. Mont.
Yeah, I'm going to take a different approach from both of you guys. I happen to think that a huge X factor in the game is Sean McVay. Sean McVay is a coach who is going to his second Super Bowl, and he didn't get the first one, but I do believe you learn from situations like that. I think he's coming in. He's a heavy playoff repeat coach. He's always there with the Rams, and I think that in this moment versus the team that you have, you definitely have the upper hand if you're Sean McVay. You know that the Bengals offensive line is not as strong, just like Malcolm said, as far as they could win or lose the game for him. So you know with the Leonard Floyd, with the Aaron Donald, with Von Miller, you have what it takes to rattle Joe Burrow. Now the flip side is Joe Burrow's the Bengals X factor because he does not care. You can knock him down as many times as you can. Like, he's gonna get back up. He's gonna throw another ball. So I think it's just it kind of weighs itself out when you look at the X factors that McVay's is very strong in his matchup against Zach Taylor as a coach, because we just really seen what Zach Taylor is made of. Now, he's on a great playoff run for his first playoff run, but I think when you add the years experience Sean McVay has, he's clearly the Rams X factor. He's really like Thanos holding all the Infinity Stones right now because he has stars on his team, like real stars. But you also still can't discredit the 2 stars that's coming out of Cincinnati. Burrow and Chase are amazing. I'm going to go McVay.
That's not forget about Joe Mixon though. Joe Mixon, that's a very good running back right there.
Man, he ain't even know he was killing though.
Like that's why. Hey, I'm telling you that I understand what you're saying, but this offensive line is really not good. Their pass block win rate is really one of the worst in the league. 63 tackles, 63 guards. They're like at the end. How?
And I respect Joe Mixon. He is definitely a very good player. But one thing I feel like we've seen, like as far as like Super Bowl era, like running back, it holds value to the team. But what you really need is that quarterback that's gonna stand in the pocket and make those throws. Like Joe Mixon shredded my team up for at least 300 yards this season. Outstanding player. But in this game, I don't know, the run defense might be a little stout in this game, man. So, hey, let's see.
Now, but now we're gonna move on to what do the Bengals need to win, since we're on the Bengals topic. Mont, what do you think as an AFC North veteran over there? What do the Bengals need to win the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, first you start with experience, but hey, they haven't had experience in the last more than the last 2 teams that they beat. So, you know, I mean, you could throw that out the way. That doesn't really matter. What I think the Bengals need is to be able to hold up against this vicious pass rush of the Los Angeles Rams. Of course, you know, Aaron Donald, Von Miller showing that he still got it. Leonard Floyd is not really a slouch, but, you know, with the attention Aaron Donald gets, he gets very great pass rushing numbers. So I think if they could weather that storm, honestly, you have a good matchup with Jaylen Ramsey and Jamar Chase, but T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are not slouches either. You know what you can expect out of them. And like Malcolm said, Joe Mixon, yes, he is that guy. So if you're the Bengals, you're confident in your offensive weapons. It's just the line. And as much money has been spent into the defense, you've seen that paying off. So really, you just got to come out with a good scheme on defense to control Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham and force maybe the Rams to beat you in a run game. I kind of feel like Cam Akers is back, but he's not fully, fully back. Sonny Michel is not too electrifying either. So keep Matthew Stafford having to put the ball in the hands of the running backs. And if you're the Bengals, you can walk away with this one. Although I'm biased, I do not want to see that. Even though I just broke that, I do not want to see that.
Oh, yeah. I know you don't want to see that. I know you don't want to see a division team finally be able to do something and actually win that. But at the end of the day, I mean, we got nothing to see. Ain't nobody want a Super Bowl in our division. We ain't got nothing to worry about. No, okay. But at the end of the day, though, like I said, same with Mont. This offensive line, when you're 30th in pass block win rate and you're 31st in adjusted sack rate, that's horrible. You know, and it's crazy how you went to a Super Bowl with a bad line. That defeats Ron. That defeats Ron's logic right there. You know, you have an anomaly. Anomaly. You know, taking it somewhere, but you know, it haven't happened. But I just think that Cincinnati's gonna win or lose with that offensive line, because I think that their defense can be able to make the adjustments that's needed in the second half of the game. But I think that if they have the offensive line straight, they can win the game. If they don't, they can lose. Simple as that.
I think it's the path to Cincinnati winning, besides Joe being Joe Shiesty, Joe Cool, as he's been every game, is
Playoff Joe.
Playoff Joe. We need to see Trey Henderson. He's an animal over there. Mark, I tell you. I mean, he's literally a young Max Crosby. You're seeing a player that can do similar stuff on that line. Trey Henderson is a guy. We'll say again, Mark.
No, I was just saying he older than Max, but I do admire Trey Henderson.
Trey's been good. He's been really good. Awuzie's been really good. Now
Mike
Apple,
Stiller.
Yeah, Eli Apple, he's done a lot of talking. I think he's the problem. But Mike Hilton's solid in the slot. I like what he's done over there. I like what he's done. I can't think of the D tackle name for the Bengals. He's been amazing. The DJ Reader. He's been amazing against the run this season. They got the defense is with it. If they can just keep this game close, I trust Joe Burrow more than I trust Stafford in the clutch. Now, that's argumentative. You can believe that. I'm telling you, I would take Joe Burrow over Stafford in the clutch. I would. And Stafford's, 33, 34? I want Joe cool with the ball in his hand to end the game. So the defense just got to keep it close. I think Joe Burrow can close it. But at the end of the day, Zach Taylor is McVay's old QB coach. So he should know some of the plays. This should be an interesting matchup, man. But I think that's the Bengals defense are the key to them at least keeping it close for Joe Burrow to end up winning it at the end. Malcolm.
This is going to be such a good game. If you think about it, this will be a good game because you would think that it won't be a good game because it's like the Bengals and the Rams, like, oh my gosh, on the outside. But it's like the battle of two assistants who are on the offensive side. So they both know each other's playbook just like white on rice. So it's really going to go down to the defense. But at the end of the day, we talked about the offensive line. But if the Rams defense can really just show up and be able to do what they can do after Sean McVay's telling them what's going to happen, they can easily win this game. But if you give Joe Burrow any confidence like Cincinnati, like Kansas City did last week, not last week, but in the championship game, then that's going to be a problem for the Rams because at the end of the day, I love Matthew Stafford. I love what he can do. But with that defense for Cincinnati being able to adjust like that, it's going to be a long game for the Rams. It's going to be a long game, and the Bengals might sneak out to win this. But the Rams should be able to win this single-handedly.
Yeah, and we haven't even, Mont, you didn't even bring up the best safety in the AFC North, Jesse Bates. We didn't even bring up the best safety in North.
It ain't Minka, I'll tell you that. It ain't Minka.
I think he's an X-Factor on Madden.
He plays in the NFC North. AFC North.
I know if Stafford starts throwing them Jaworski Tart deep balls that you thought was to the safety, and that's Jesse Bates, it's going the other way. I'm telling you that right now. If he gets fluttered in the pocket like he did last week or 2 weeks ago, and I like Jaworski Tart and what he's done, but he's no Jesse Bates. That's going the other way. Those little Awuzie, it's probably hitting the ground. But if it's Jesse Bates, he's coming down with it. So I really am excited to see the deep ball and what the teams can do with the deep ball as well.
I'm kind of excited that we get to see a contrast of two teams that were built two completely different ways. And both of those processes came to fruition, whether it be drafting the young QB and letting them work out. 2 years is very fast, but or whether it be selling everything to get those pieces now. It's very interesting when you look at that dynamic that both of these teams are just built completely different as far as how they did their roster moves.
One team is spending so much money on everything, and another team is just cheap, literally.
Our quarterback's on a rookie deal, though.
Yeah, but Bengals are a historically cheap team, Yeah. So it's just the fact that they're able to build through the draft and have this opportunity where they can be able to get to the Super Bowl is amazing to me. Like this whole run for the Cincinnati Bengals is amazing to me, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that's the scariest part, I think, for them is if they don't win this year, I'm not sure they make it back. This might be a Dan Marino type year for Joe Burrow. Like, heck of a year, going to have a heck of a career, but just like Marino, you might only make it to one bowl. Like, it's going to be hard to take a Bengals team back to the Super Bowl. But going with that, moving to our winners, I have to take the Los Angeles Rams. They have too much to lose. The Bengals, to me, still don't have, you still don't want to lose the Super Bowl, but they shouldn't really be here. Like, they deserve to be here, but this is a team that no one even picked barely to make the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl in the preseason. So the Rams, on the other hand, have been at least, I'm not going to say they were the favorites, but they've been in the top 5 favorites since the preseason. They traded for Von Miller, and they got Odell. It's like, all right, come on, they have to be at least one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. They have to win it. Stafford ain't getting any younger. You ain't gonna be able to keep Von Miller and Odell. They can't keep pushing the can in a row with the salary cap. They have too much to lose. McVay loses 2 Super Bowls. It's just they have too much to lose. They got to be more hungry. If they don't win this, it's getting scary hours for McVay. It's getting scary hours for Stafford. It's getting scary hours for even like the Odell Beckhams of the world, the Von Millers again. But Von already got his bowl, so he's cooler. But Aaron Donald is going to possibly go down as the greatest defensive player ever. A bowl would help that. So it's a lot of players that need this on the Rams. Jamar Chase is 22 years old. He doesn't need anything. Like, only thing he needs is a second contract. This is year 1. Like, so it's the Rams just need too much more. I'm picking the Rams to win the game. Out.
For me though, I got the Rams. I think the Bengals are playing with house money. The Rams are playing for literally their legacy, except for Von Miller. But everybody else is playing for their legacy right now. So I really think that the Rams are going to take this game seriously. Last game, they was talking about we're going to win this game already. I think that was too premature because first half, it didn't look like they was going to win already. I think they started, humbling themselves in the second half, and they was able to come out on top. But with this game, I think they have to understand they have to come in humble because at the end of the day, the Bengals are playing with house money. You give Bengals a chance, they're definitely going to take the opportunity and run with it. They're not going to let it go. So the Rams have to understand how to take away those opportunities to be able to play like they're supposed to play because they're playing for their legacy. So I got the Rams.
Hey, I've been going against the Bengals all playoffs, and I'm starting to think it's me. Keeps backfiring, and I'm not going to change right now. I'm going Rams. I would love to see the Rams.
So we know who's going to
this year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now we know who's going to win.
Matthew Stafford, Odell, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jaylen Ramsey, all those boys get their first ring. I would love to see them get a ring and keep it on the West Coast. I would love for this to be the second straight year that the home team wins the Super Bowl. I would love for these key moments in NFL history to happen. I'm not ready for the change in NFL history where the Bengals have a Super Bowl ring. It's just not that time. It's not that time. 2022 is here. A lot's changed, but this is not that. Okay, the Los Angeles Rams are gonna win this game, and everybody's gonna go to bed happy, knowing that Joe Burrow, as spectacular that he is, did not come in and run the NFL in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not ready for Joe Burrow, the best quarterback in the league takes. I'm just not. They're already getting there. I love Burrow.
Even if he has a good game in the Super Bowl, people are going to have those. Dang, he might be a top 3 quarterback in the league. They're definitely going to have those takes. And just imagine next year the expectation that the Bengals are going to have next year.
Brady's not here anymore, so yeah,
it's a wide open AFC, and I know who's not going to be a part of that.
For sure,
I know who ain't going to be a part of that AFC. Maybe the division either.
That was you told me that this year.
We did.
That's so crazy. Y'all did. Y'all told me that this year and last year, but it's okay. We're not talking about us. We're talking about our division rivals. They're playing. We're not. We're at home.
Okay, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say at the end of the day. But
Joe was an outstanding player. I would love to love him, but the AFC no fault.
For sure.
They like they got the best quarterback and the best receiver and the best running back.
Okay. Hey, that's fine. They can have all that.
All right. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
I'll be more in Washington next episode. Don't worry about it.
For sure. Well, again, make sure that you all are subscribing, sharing to our YouTube, M&R Show, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the podcasts and platforms. Make sure you are following and sending the podcast out.
Yeah, guys, continue on showing the support. We appreciate y'all so much. We got a lot of stuff coming. Instagram, the hot takes, different things, posts and everything. So make sure y'all tune in. Y'all have a great one and enjoy the Super Bowl.